Pascal, how does it feel to be the ABB FIA Formula E Drivers World Champion?
It feels great. It's a big honor. I feel like it took quite a long time, 4 years now, and it just makes it even sweeter.
And what's your most memorable race?
Definitely the finale in London, winning the first race and being second in the second race, which was enough to win the championship.
How do you celebrate such a big win?
I think 5 years ago I would have celebrated a lot harder than I did last season, but I had my whole family with me, and especially my little daughter. I didn't have a lot of time over the weekend, to spend time with them. So my target was to be awake Monday morning, 8 a.m. to have breakfast with them and spend some time together.
How do you build a winner state of mind?
Well, first of all, it's not only about me, it's about the whole team. First of all, you, as a driver, you make sure that in terms of physical, you're in a perfect shape. Then mentally also that you're ready for the challenge ahead. In Formula E, there is not a lot of time for practice and so on. So mentally, you need to be super strong to, when it counts, bring everything on point.
What's the most important lesson racing has taught you?
Don't brake too late.
That's practical too. How do you prepare mentally for a race?
I like to rest, actually. I like to be for myself. I don't like to be surrounded then by anyone and just focus on myself, focus on my job. I'm going through all the procedures I need to do. I'm going through the track again, certain corners, certain places where it's quite difficult but important for lap time.
How do you stay so calm under pressure?
The most important thing is just to stay in the moment, to stay focused on your next steps, what you have to do, and don't think too much about the future, about the past.
What's the biggest challenge you've overcome on the track?
Judging the risk-reward approach correctly. In Formula E especially, we are driving mainly on street circuits, but to extract a lot of performance out of the street circuits, you need to be super close to the walls. If you get it right, it really feels like you did a special lap, you did something special. It feels like you can still make a difference as a driver in Formula E.
What do you love most about racing in Formula E?
I love the competition. I love that so many teams and drivers are able to win in this championship. So I love this, that it's so close and you really have to have a perfect weekend to be in the points, even to be on the podium or to win a race. You need to have an awesome weekend, a great weekend. The message behind Formula E as well, the technology, it's a great place to be as a driver.
And speaking of technology, at what point in your racing career did you see data and technology really play a crucial role?
Yeah, I think that transition came when I went from karting into single-seater racing. So that was basically when I was 14, 15 years old. Before, I've never worked with data. I've never worked on a laptop where I could see when I was braking, how hard I was braking, when I went on throttle, how the balance of the car was. It was just everything out of my own feeling. It was quite shocking initially, I would say, to see so many people working on the laptops and just optimizing everything what we had.
Changing topics now, what's the best fan interaction you've ever had?
I guess it must have been in Mexico, because the fans there are super cool and super excited about racing. But it's hard to tell. So many times I'm getting small gifts and presents from the fans, which I appreciate a lot. I love it.
How do your family and friends keep you grounded?
I love the time being at home. I love the time with my family, with my friends, and actually when I'm home I never talk about motorsports with them. To come home and to get back into, let's say, a normal life, because definitely the racing life and all that traveling and everything what we experience while we're at the racetrack is very different from the life I'm living at home.
You just mentioned traveling. What's one item you cannot travel without?
Well, First of all, I would say my phone, but that's very boring. But actually, it is my phone because I'm FaceTiming a lot while I'm traveling, when with my family at home and with my daughter. And otherwise, blue light glasses. That's really good for the jet lag when we are traveling all around the world.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
From my dad in the very early days, when he was still my mechanic when we did karting. So I was driving and I wasn't happy with my kart. I wasn't happy with the balance, and I jumped out and I said to him, yeah, the kart is understeering and I cannot go faster, and I wasn't leading a timetable. And he said, you should also be the fastest in the second fastest kart. And that is an approach I'm still having today, even though I'm not 100% happy with the car at certain times, or I think it's hard to go faster with the balance I have. I always remember that sentence, that I should be the fastest with not the fastest car.
If you weren't a race car driver, what would you be doing now?
I would still be working with cars. That passion has always been there since I'm very young. I love cars, I love the technology. I did an apprenticeship as fine mechanic, so I would still say I would use my hands, and yeah, using my hands for the work.
Pascal, we saw your winner moves from season 10. Any chance you can dance us out of this video?
Let's wait after season 11. If it was again a championship win, I will show you the dance.
Pascal, thank you.
Thank you very much.